Just as the sun has risen, so should your mind and your heart. Above all things, have courage. Courage is needed in times such as this, and even more importantly, not only engage your life situations with courage, but do it with honor, respect, more importantly, love. So, we are here together again. We are going to be exploring another 30 days. And the particular topic at hand is a topic that I truly feel and know will not only impact your personal life tremendously, but it would also help someone else. So, think of this. Think about the last time you had a problem. Think about it. Think about the last problem you've encountered in life. Think about how it made you feel. Think about the things and the narrative you were telling yourself as you were thinking about the problem. Problems are real. Problems occur. Some people have a large amount of problems, and some people seem to not have many. Either way it goes, problems will always exist. You see, the word problem that we're going to be using in this journey, and I'm going to tell you the theme of the journey coming up here shortly, but we need a working definition. The word problem is defined as a matter or situation regarding as unwelcomed or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. So, a matter or situation regarding as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. So think about a problem. Think about a problem. As you're thinking about that problem, do you feel your heart racing? Do you feel your blood pressure and the blood going through your veins? Pumping. Your heart, boom, 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 boom. You see, typically when we experience problems, our body tends to respond a certain way. If you're not paying attention to that, you can fall into a habit that is unhealthy. Problems. So, it's important for us to do one thing. Change our perspective and our belief about our problem. Change our perspective and belief about our problem. That does not mean it's going away. However, if we learn to change our perspective and belief about our problem, then we will truly be transformed and set free. So, the theme of this new 30-day journey we're going to be experiencing together, which is going to be really raw. The theme is problems are roads that lead us to solution and progress. Problems are roads that lead us to solutions and progress. And within this conversation that me and you are going to take part in, this dialogue, we're going to unravel a few problems that are problematic in our lives, right? There's some problems that each of you all have experienced, that I've personally experienced, that we're going to slow down and look at these problems and change the way we think and believe about them and see them as roads to solutions and progress in our lives. Transformative information. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Transformative information. The first problem we're going to be looking at starting tomorrow is hate. Hate. That's a major problem. And as we explore these problems, we're going to use the methodology of as a man thinketh, so he is. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. We're going to use that mythology. And the reason why is because in order to really transcend beyond your problem or through your problem is to see the purpose in them. If you don't identify the purpose of your problem, you're going to find yourself in challenging, unhealthy situations. And you're also going to go against who you truly are. So the mythology of as a man thinketh, so he is has to deal with the person's mind and how they believe about what they believe in. They typically become. And so, again, the first conversation we're going to explore tomorrow is starting off is hate. And as we explore every day, we are going to ravel our thinking, how we think about our problems, how we see our problems. Problems are typically multidimensional. They're not one perspective, not one dimensional. They're multidimensional, meaning you can turn it upside down, meaning your situation that you regard as unwelcomed in your life, the situation that you regard as unwelcomed in the situation that you regard as unwelcomed in your life, or even harmful, and that you feel that you need to deal with right now and overcome that situation, you can see it as a road that's going to lead you to progression and a solution. Solution-based thinking, progressive thinking. It will allow you to transform your heart in a tremendous way. It's interesting because, and I'm done with the intro. That's the intro to what we're going to be discussing in these next 30 days. Is the theme is going to be problems are roads that lead to progression and solutions. And we're going to be looking at through the mythology of as a man thinketh, so he becomes. So now that we understand that, I want to leave you with this. One of the most impactful things that I've experienced in life is the religious experience of finding my spirituality and realizing it was real. And what do I mean by that? I'm sure some of you may be asking, and I'm going to give you a brief story that's going to illuminate the truth in that. Well, when I was around 23 or so, I had a lot of problems in my life. I perceived my life having a lot of problems, and I started to feel the weight of that on me, and it seemed unbearable. I can feel it in my tension in my body. I was defensive. I was on edge. I had a hard time thinking clearly. And the religious experience that introduced me to my spirituality happened at a church. I, at the time, was searching for a church. And when I found a particular church, I walked into the doors of the church. And I was greeted in there. They said, "Good morning, come on in." And as I walked through the second doors, which led into the sanctuary, people were standing up with their hands raised. And in that experience, it was religious. It was praise and worship, which is a religious practice in the Baptists or in churches. And in that practice, I observed true freedom. People weren't thinking about who was next to them. At least I perceived it to be. And some people were crying. Some people were excited. Some people were talking, not to themselves, but to someone that wasn't present. And I even in that experience, I realized very quickly, that religious experience, I realized really quickly that my heart started to open up and release. That problem that I had turned into a solution to discover God and my true spiritual relationship with God. I didn't know it at that moment, but I felt it. It literally from a metaphorical standpoint, felt like baggage was on me, was being taken off and placed on the ground. All those things I was carrying, my problems, were being removed and being placed on the ground as solutions that guided me to my relationship with God, my spiritual relationship with God. And so I really hope that this 30-day journey is transformative for you in particular, because what happens on the inside, what you experience on your inside, whether you're experiencing problems as you see it, will manifest itself on the outside and how you look and see life and how you interact with people in life, as well as you identifying the solution or seeing the progression in your life. If you feel progression in your life, if from the inside, if you feel that you're discovering truth, you're filled with love, even in the midst of an issue, even in the midst of a challenge, if you feel that love, you're going to be inspired to manifest and show it and give it to others. And this is not just regulated to religion. It's not regulated to that. It expands in every dimension in your life, relationships. If you constantly feel problematic inside, you will manifest that and feel on edge. But if you feel filled and you are experiencing your truth and you're living your truth and you see the solution, that it's going to overflow, it's going to come out, and you're going to manifest that in your relationships. I know I'm throwing these things out there, but we're going to unravel these things, right? Even in careers. If you're currently right now experiencing so many challenges and all you can think of is problem. And let's pause. If you on the inside are not correct, meaning if you see something incorrect within you, if you feel like something is wrong and you constantly pay attention to that as a problem, something that's unwelcomed, meaning whatever's in you is not welcomed, or it's harming you. If you see harm in you, you feel harm in you, and you know it needs to be dealt with, that urgency they're talking about, that sense of, okay, now I need to deal with it and overcome. But if you just stop there and you just focus on that, that's where you become unhealthy, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that's where that baggage takes place. But again, we're going to look through the lens of problems. And as we pierce through it, we're going to see a road that's going to take you to your solution and to your progression that you need in your life. And again, tomorrow we're going to be examining hate. So thank you for listening to my religious experience that introduced me to my spiritual relationship. And I know, I am confident that the same clarity that I have received in my life, you're going to be receiving in your life. And not only will you receive that clarity, you're going to see clearer within yourself and be able to express it clearer out to others. And that's going to transform our communities. And it takes one day at a time, one moment at a time. But together we can do this. So you guys stay blessed and stay encouraged, stay hustling, stay grinding, stay doing what you need to do to become who you really want to become. Create clarity in your life. I'll see you tomorrow on day number 2 of this journey with problems that are roads to our solutions.